Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Nikki and I am the Managing Director of Ingenious Personnel, which is a recruitment agency. If this is your very first time on our platform, this is where we talk about recruitment. This is where we talk about how to get employed. And this is where we talk about typing those CVs. So if this is your very first time joining us, compliments of the new season 2021. On today's topic, we are going to be talking about how to find employment in the new year. Is one of your goals getting a new job? Keep watching. It's a new year. Maybe you decided to find a new position. Maybe you've been in a position that you have not been happy, or maybe you're just looking to make that career change. On today's topic, I am going to share with you the best tips on what you can do to find that position in 2021. So let's move on to tip number one. So tip number one is you want to be open to all opportunities. Now, what that means is I'm not saying that you need to just accept any position that comes your way. What I mean is, if, for instance, you are currently working within the automotive field and an opportunity arises within the manufacturing field, still doing the exact same thing, be open to such opportunities. Be open to move from industry to industry, because you're going to get opportunities that are not ideally what you want for, but if it is still in line with either your qualification or in line with either your position, be open to such opportunities. Do not shut opportunities down whilst you're waiting for the perfect position or the perfect job, because there's no such as perfect. So be open to opportunities, open yourself up for other opportunities. That is tip number one. Now let's move on to tip number two. Tip number two. So tip number two is you want to familiarize yourself with current job descriptions that are out on the market that are related to either your skill or that are related to your position, your current position right now. Because what you're trying to do is you want to see what type of skill is the market looking for. That could be what type of technical skill. That could also be a soft skill. You want to see what are the hiring managers or what are certain companies looking for when they are advertising, looking for somebody like yourself. So if you look at different job description, and if there is a skill, whether that is technical, whether that is soft skill that you do not have, this is an opportunity for you to upskill yourself with that certain skill that the market requires. For instance, if you are maybe I'm trying to just make an example, maybe you are in a finance field and they are looking for somebody with either SAP or somebody that has worked on a CISPRO, and you do not have that certain skill, you can then use this time to upskill yourself with that technical skill. Or if it's a soft skill, for instance, they're looking for somebody with excellent communication skills or somebody that has great timekeeping and you do not have the skill. Maybe you are fresh in the market. Maybe you just graduated last year. You don't have any work experience. This is the time for you to find whether that is an NGO or whether that's at your church, or you can do community services where you can gain the certain skill that is required in the market. So that is tip number two. Now let's move on to tip number three. Tip number three. So tip number three, you want to prepare your CV or you want to prepare your resume. Make sure that your CV is current, your CV is fresh. You've got your latest job duties on there. You've got your latest position. You've got your latest company. Your contact numbers are current. Your email addresses are there. Your CV is in the current form, because you want to make sure whenever a recruiter or whenever a company phones you, they've got the correct and updated information on your CV. So that is tip number 3. The same will apply with your social networks. LinkedIn. Your LinkedIn must always communicate with your CV. When you make any changes on your CV, you need to make the same changes on your LinkedIn account. If you have not created a LinkedIn account, because we touched on this last year, there's a video that we did on how to make your LinkedIn profile stand out. I'll leave a link somewhere where you can go and familiarize yourself with that video, because LinkedIn is the utmost important if you are a corporate person that is either in a position and looking to make a career move, or you are fresh from school. LinkedIn is where everyone is sitting. So if you customize your CV and you refresh your CV, refresh your LinkedIn account as well. And if you have your CVs on other job portals like PNet, Careers24, make sure that the CV that is now refreshed is the latest CV that is uploaded on all the online portals, which is your PNet, Careers24, Careers Junctions. I'll also leave a link above where you can go back and familiarize on the videos that we have previously discussed last year. That was tip number 3. Now let's move on to tip number 4. Tip number 4. So tip number 4 is you want to create opportunities for yourself. What does that mean? It means if you are on LinkedIn, you want to start connecting with the people that you have on your LinkedIn database. You want to start sending out those connection requests if you do not have a LinkedIn database. Connect with people, network with people. If there's events that you can attend, but please comply to the COVID regulations. If you are going to go out, if it's absolutely necessary for you to go out, then comply with the regulations. But if you can do this at the comfort of your home, rather do not go out. But network with people, create opportunities for yourself. And you can do that starting from your LinkedIn profile. So that is tip number 4. Tip number 5. So tip number 5 is use your time wisely. Commit yourself to finding employment. Finding employment is a stressful situation. Finding employment is time consuming. You need to dedicate your time to finding employment. You can't say I'm looking for a job, but you are not doing anything towards finding that employment. Set time in your diary, to look at what type of jobs are out there. Commit yourself to finding that employment. Because if you are not committed to taking this process seriously and hoping that it's just going to come from the sky, then it's just not going to happen. You need to commit yourself to the process. It's tiring, it's difficult, it's stressful, but you need to be committed, because no opportunity is just going to arise if you do not commit to it. Set time, set goals, and be persistent. So that was our very last tip. If you are interested in working with me on a one-on-one basis, the details are on our job description down below. We will leave the details there. And if you are looking to revamp your CV in the new year and needing some tips in order to do that, I will leave details down below as well. And I look forward to seeing you on our next content. Thank you and goodbye.